The next morning heralded a beautiful sunrise, and then just like that we were collected from our hotel just after 8 by our host Yusuf. During the journey, Yusuf pointed out great monuments and places of beauty like these, but he also pointed out a cemetery known as the City of the Dead, which he said was 8 kilometres square. It's an unusual place where the living and the dead coexist. The houses are made up of small rooms and sand courtyards in which ancient tombs are spread. Often these people, however, are poor, but we're not here to judge individual circumstances or choices. There are often choices and reasons that you may not be aware of, and sometimes being close to the people you love is a bigger draw than the bricks of mortar miles away from home. And these are the lives of local people, just different to mine and perhaps yours too. Yusuf told us that this land was under development, but as you can see, families still live here. We have been told that these people have chosen to remain despite being offered accommodation by the Egyptian authorities. However, this may have been some distance away from here. And suddenly, from a hazy horizon, the Great Pyramids slowly emerge, and in a swirl of mysticism and magic, I am captivated by the allure of ancient Egypt, the land of great pyramids, commanding pharaohs and powerful empires. I had thought that we would end up with crowds and crowds of people at the pyramids, and you can see there's probably a few people here and not what you think of as your clear view of the pyramids. But actually it was quite easy to go around and get unobstructed photographs all the way around really.
From old king.
Yusuf guided us around the pyramids, relaying tales of the great tombs and their pharaohs, and the hidden secrets within, as he guided us through Egypt's varied history of rulers. He told us that each pyramid took around 100,000 men between 15 to 30 years to build. They had to work according to the seasons, often only 3 months of the year, when the Nile wasn't flooded and when the heat of the sun was bearable. But this is Yusuf's tale to tell, and you can find his details at the end of this vlog and on my website. As we leave the pyramids, you pass through another checkpoint. There are checkpoints everywhere, and actually, although sometimes it is a little arduous when you have to turn your bag out and scan everything, it's also quite reassuring to know that the safety is paramount here. As we leave the pharaohs behind for now, you would be forgiven for thinking that you would step back in time. Dusty roads, camels and horse and carts. But look around. Many of the cars are very modern and pristine, and Cairo is a modern, happening, multicultural metropolis, booming with all walks of life. And once again, I'm captured under its spell.
Or just the juice from the flowers, you can use the same oil in a lot of different ways. You can wear directly on the skin as a body perfume, like rub around the wrist, behind your ears.
Yusuf then takes us to two places not on the itinerary, but in the footsteps of many a tourist before us: the perfumery and the papyrus paper museums, although they aren't really museums. We are led to a nice smelling chic room where we are served with complimentary drinks, followed by sniffing an array of oils. Yet, pretty much like every other tourist before us, we bought a small bottle of the oil to take home. I had hoped that being brought here we may have seen a little more of the oils being distilled, but sadly this was not done on the premises. Once home, I opened my little bottle of delightful aroma and wasn't disappointed. It was as strong as what I had smelt in the perfumery, and it was actually comparable price-wise to the oils that you buy in the UK. This oil was myrrh, and I was quite surprised to learn how many of the healing properties myrrh actually had. When you put it in your hands and rub your hands together, it heats up in your hands, and then you place it on a place that you've got pain or muscle aches, and it is supposed to relieve that. I will be trying this at home. This oil she's shown us is menthe. She was likening it to Vicks put into boiling water. However, it was an awful lot stronger than that, and she only used 5 drops of the oil in that glass of boiling water.
This is the papyrus plant. It was very holy for ancient Egyptians for 2 reasons. First is the shape of the flowers. It looks like sun rays resembling Amun-Ra, sun god for ancient Egyptians.
We were swiftly transported to the second of the itinerary venues, the Papyrus Papers Museum. We were introduced to Ramia, who spent 5 minutes with us, showing us with her pre-prepared props how the special paper was made, before being whisked off around the gallery, where we did the tourist thing once again and bought a picture. We both opted for the glow-in-the-dark one, which may not quite be very authentic to ancient Egypt, but actually it is quite nice. We paid around £40 per picture, having struck up a deal, and was pleased to see it did glow in the dark when we got it home. This was the smallest picture they sold, but they did have other souvenirs like bookmarks and smaller things. We were taken for lunch at a hotel rooftop restaurant. Yusuf ordered the meals ahead of time. There was a choice of only chicken or fish, but there was no vegetarian option. We both chose the grilled fish, which was served to us while we watched the camel trails at the pyramids in the distance, and it was a nice meal out and a nice venue. The afternoon was spent at the Cairo Museum. After going through 2 security points on the entrance to the museum, where we had to empty our bags and scan them, we were led around the museum by Yusuf, who was extremely knowledgeable.
Isis, she was the greatest goddess of magic. And the religion of magic, religion of Isis, managed to survive for a further 2 centuries.
The first thing we saw on entering the museum was a replica of the Rosetta Stone. Yusuf explained that the real deal was in the British Museum. The Rosetta Stone is one of the most important objects in the British Museum, and it holds the key to understanding Egyptian hieroglyphs. Having defeated General Manu, who was forced to surrender on the 2nd of September, after the surrender, the British General Hutchinson claimed that the archaeological and scientific discoveries of the French, including the Rosetta Stone, were the property of the British Crown. It is a controversial topic as it was unearthed as a result of warfare and Europe's quest to world domination. It is still a topic of great debate who should be credited with the triumph of solving the hieroglyphic code. The museum was really interesting, and Yusuf continued to show us around and explaining the history of each part we saw. We saw the possessions of Tutankhamun, although we were not allowed to take any photographs, sadly. We will leave you to look around the highlights and whet your appetites for a travel to Cairo and discover the mystery and magic of the pharaohs for yourself.
him spend a good day. And I don't know. I don't know.
So we're in the hotel in Cairo. I'm just in my room. I'm waiting for my brother to come and collect me so we can go and get something to eat. I noted there was a little boutique set of shops down in the hotel foyer, which was quite nice. There was a gift shop there, you know, selling the usual stuff, you know, perfumes, toys, games, cigarettes, sweets, snakes. Yeah, I did say snakes. So I asked about the snakes when we were coming up with the chap in the lift, and he said the snakes can come up and be brought to your room as room service. Even gave me the number, but I have politely declined. Snakes really aren't my thing. I dread to think I just dread the thought of having these things near me, let alone sort of brought up to my room service. So yeah, have politely declined. But apparently we are going to see the snakes in their boxes or cages or whatever. That's too close as it is, so watch this space. Snakes.
You have snakes up there.
Yeah,
In the thing it says chocolate souvenir snakes.
yeah, we have really snacks.
You got
because
snakes?
for customers that when they came and refused to buy, we get them out.
So you got where's snakes?
I'm joking. We don't have snacks. We just this is just a mistake. Yeah,
Spelling mistake.
it's spelling mistake. Yeah.
Okay, cool. It was the smile that I wanted.
Thank you.
But
So much.
say hello.
Hello.
Good stuff.
Is this for what? YouTube or
yeah, YouTube.
I'm a
YouTube.
YouTuber.
Yeah.
for UK people, right?
For the world.
Okay,
so-
Anyone in the world, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.